Okay, so what we did was, okay, so we did a pick swap, uh, and we have an extra seventh. So what we did first was we traded with the Buffalo Bills. So if you notice, we traded with the Buffalo Bills, right? No, hold on. My computer's acting a little funky. So we traded with the Buffalo Bills, and we gave up for pick number 30. We gave up a first and a third, right? So we got pick number 30, and then we have 56 and 62. Then we traded with the San Francisco 49ers. We traded a 2 and a 4. So we got their 43rd pick and pick 100 and an extra 7th round pick. And we did a pick swap for the 4th and 6th round. And we gave up pick 99. Okay. So that's why we have pick 100, pick 43 from the 49ers. We have pick 30, 56, and 62 from the Buffalo Bills. Okay? So this is how we're looking right now. All right? And now we get busy. So we really can't trade here because if we trade the rights to Abdul Carter, New England's going to take him. They do want an offensive lineman, but that's predicated on us taking Abdul Carter. So basically, we have to go Abdul Carter here. Okay? All right. So you see Abdul Carter. You're taking a lot of good people. Alrighty. So they're offering us pick 79. They're offering us pick 51. And they're offering pick 33. And Dallas is offering pick 44. So I'm going to take this Cleveland trade right here. We drop back 3 spots, but we get 2 extra 3rd round picks, and we get a 4 and a 6. Okay? So I'm going to accept that. All right. So this is where we're at now. Still got Talik Williams on the board. We still got Maxwell Hairston, Josh Connerly. Okay. So right now, we have pick 33 and 34. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Maxwell Hairston because I don't know if Deonte Banks is going to bounce back. So taking a corner is basically a necessity. Now, the Detroit Lions are offering a 1, a 2, and a 4. Interesting. The Panthers are offering 57, 34. And the Chargers are offering 55. That's a little lean for me. I'm gonna gamble because I want some premium picks. So what I'm gonna do is now this is the thing. All of these guys right here are good for the Giants. They're great, actually. And this is the selections that they have. So that's saying a lot. And I know a lot of y'all are saying, yo, Jackson Dart is here. No, no, no. Just trust the process. Trust the process. So what we're going to do is we're going to look down that line and see who's thirsty. So I think the Raiders are thirsty. So what I'm going to try to do is trade with the Raiders. And we're going to get an extra 4th round pick. Okay, I could do that. Now the Raiders are offering us a first. The Browns are offering us a first. So if we take that first, we're giving up pick 37. Okay? I don't really want to do that. So what I want to do is come here, actually. And we have pick 37 and pick 43. All right? So I'm going to scroll down here. How do I move this? That's a little tricky. I don't know how to move that. It should be a tab on the inside that I can move because this is going to the outside. So now the guy that I really want is here. So this is drafting him a little bit high. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to gamble and hope that he's there. Okay? So I'm going to take Talik Williams because we need a defensive tackle, right? Now, I'm going to check because the guy that I really want is still on the board. All right? He's still on the board. So I really don't know what to... I don't know why this isn't working. I mean, I know my computer is a little bit old, but I don't know why it's not working. I don't know. I don't know why it's not working. It's like my computer is frozen. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Okay, there we go. All right. So the guy that I want is here. I'm taking him early just because I think he's a better player. Okay? So we're gonna take Arante Ursary. Now they gave us a B for that. I don't agree with that. Arante Ursary is a good player. I think they gave us a B just because Josh Connerly was still on the board. But if you look at the Giants right now, if this was the draft, starter, probable starter, starter, starter. Okay? So, if we go linebacker, we go interior line. Let's go wide receiver, and we take Jaden Higgins. So, that's where we at right now. Right? They're still throwing picks at us. Still throwing picks. So, this is what we have. This is what we need. We're at pick 60. So, we can go Elijah Arroyo. We could go running back with Caleb Johnson. Nice. I'll take that. Don't mind if I do. So, we got Caleb Johnson. All right. Now, I like Marcus Mabeau over Tate Ratledge. I think he's a little bit more fluid with his movements. I think he can move a little bit better. So I'm going to go for Marcus Mabeau. Now we're on the clock again. Wow, look at here. So tight end, linebacker, Still a little bit early for the linebackers, safeties. Now, so do we double dip with TJ Saunders, who's still on the clock on the board, which is unbelievable, or do we take position of need? Now we can go safety, because if you look at defensive line, you still got Omar Norman Lott, you still got Joshua Farmer, you got CJ West from Indiana, who I like. So I think rotation wise, we can wait on defensive tackle, even though it's deep. I think we got to grab our safety now. And I like Kevin Winston Jr. He was hurt, but when Kevin Winston Jr. plays, he's on point. And we need a backup safety behind Tyler Nubin and Javon Holland. So I'm going to take Kevin Winston. They're offering a 2nd round pick. They're offering a 7th. I can mess with that. Because we got to start getting our second picks back. Because remember, we're down a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4. And we only got back a 4, a 6, and a 7. So I'm looking at that and I say, yeah, why not? Now, the Bears are offering a 2, a 4, and a 6. They're offering a 2, the Titans. And the Cardinals offering a 2, a 5, and a 7. So conventional wisdom says take the 2, 4, and 6. But let's look at our board, see what we have. Now I know y'all are saying, yo, we still haven't taken a quarterback. But look at this draft, bro. Starter, possible starter, 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 possible starter, but definitely in the rotation. Marcus Mabeau, starter. Kevin Winston Jr., starter. So this is what we have. Now I'm gonna go with that offer because we only need theoretically a tight end and a linebacker. I'm not worried about quarterback, bro. I'm not worried about quarterback. So these are the guys that are still on the board. Now you got Demetrius Knight here, who I like, but there's another linebacker that I like too. I like Chris Paul Jr. from Ole Miss. So I'm going to take what they're offering, which is a 2, a 4, and a 6. So I'm going to take that trade. And what do you know? Demetrius Knight is still there. Terrence Ferguson is still there, who I love. And those picks answer questions. So I'm going to go for Terrence Ferguson because even though we took Theo Johnson, I think Terrence Ferguson could be a starter or definitely a backup ahead of Daniel Bellinger. And Daniel Bellinger I like, but Terrence Ferguson runs good routes. He's got soft hands. He's a blocker, which is good. So Now we're offered another pick. They're offering 191 and 208. I don't know about that. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right, because you want to keep your picks within limits. You don't want to have like 20 draft picks. Like, that's insane. So if we go back, they're offering a 2, which is good. And they're giving us another second round pick, which we could use. Because after this pick, we don't pick again until pick 151. So if we took that offer, we don't pick again until 151, but we would have pick 191, pick 208, and another second round pick. That's a rough decision, but I think I'm going to take it just because they're offering another second round pick. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to trade. We're going to look at all of these draft picks we got. Okay, so if we go to pick 143 with the Raiders, all right, and we offer them here, here. Now, if we offer them this, right, we're getting rid of the picks and we're getting a higher pick. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. And so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. So we still got picks here. I want to clean this up just a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer pick 154 to Atlanta. Well, Atlanta doesn't really help us. What about Arizona? Okay, we could swing with Arizona. Okay, so we trade with Arizona. So we have a 5. Don't worry about the 6. And we got a 7th. Okay. Whoa. The Jets are offering us a 3 and a 5. I take that. Okay. Now, look at what we have. Look at what we have, bro. I mean, that's serious. That's a serious lineup, B. That is a serious lineup. And we still need a linebacker. And what do you know? I didn't think he was still going to be here, but Barrett Carter is still there. I thought Jeffrey Bassa will be there from Oregon, but I'm surprised that Barrett Carter is there. So I'm going to take Barrett Carter. And I know y'all are saying, man, you still ain't take a quarterback. Calm down. Calm down. Relax. So, right now, I take the best quarterback on the board, which is Kyle McCord. Now we're going to go, and we're going to go interior line, and look at here. Jake Majors from the University of Texas. Now, don't be fooled by that C rating. Jake Majors could bowl, bro. He could bowl. Now, let's see if they do this, and a 7th. Carolina doesn't have enough picks. I don't think Chicago will either. No, Chicago doesn't work. Cleveland. Okay, so basically that's a pick swap. But we do get an extra 7th rounder. So we'll notate that. And we get a 5th and a 6th. We'll accept that. And just because Graham Gano is getting old, because the position players we don't really need. I like Pat Bryant. But we don't really need them. And when you look at this, now I'm gonna say take a kicker because it's the 7th round, and Graham Gano is another hamstring away from really hurting this team because we ain't got no kicker, and yeah. So, I hope y'all could see this. Look at this draft. Abdul Carter, Maxwell Hairston, Talik Williams. Oh, okay. Well, Abdul Carter, Maxwell Hairston, Talik Williams, Arante Ursary, Jaden Higgins, Terrence Ferguson, Barrett Carter, Kyle McCord, so you got Abdul Carter, Maxwell Hairston, Talik Williams, Arante Ursary, Jaden Higgins. You got Caleb Johnson, Marcus Mabo, Kevin Winston Jr., Terrence Ferguson, Barrett Carter, Kyle McCord, Jake Majors, and Ryan Fitzgerald. Now, I don't know about you, but the only person that got a B was Arante Ursary, and I think that was just because Connerly was still on the board. And they have him rated above Arante Ursary. I took Arante Ursary because I watched Michigan football, and I've seen Arante Ursary play. And he also gives you flexibility because he can play guard and he can also play tackle. But he can come in right away and slide in at right tackle. So, when you look at my draft, my mock draft, and we got all of those players, we don't have a number 1 pick next year. No problem. We have 3 number 2s, 1 number 3, 2 number 4s, 3 5s, 3 6s, and 3 7s. Now, you mean to tell me if the Giants want a quarterback, they can't trade 2 of those 2nd round picks and move up? Or a 2nd round pick and a 3rd round pick? Because they're not going to need a defensive tackle next year. They're not going to need no edge rushers. So maybe they might take a wide receiver later, but they got Jaden Higgins. And you're adding Jaden Higgins to Malik Neighbors, Darius Slayton, Wan'Dale Robinson, and hopefully we're going to see a resurgence from Jalen Hyatt. So with this mock draft, the way I did it, the defense is definitely going to be top 10. Definitely. You're talking about Abdul Carter, Kayvon Thibodeau, Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, and Talik Williams. Really? That's sick. You could run those five down linemen. You can run four to five guys in the secondary. Five guys. You could run Javon Holland, Tyler Nubin, Paulson Adebo, Maxwell Hairston, and Andrew Phillips. And if teams want to run four wides, you could take a safety out, take Tyler Nubin out, and put Deonte Banks in. And you could run one linebacker and Bobby Okereke and let him run sideline to sideline and just chase. Then when you're ready to blitz, you got those five down linemen, and you bring in Micah McFadden, who's an excellent blitzer at linebacker. I mean, come on. Then you're talking about Arante Ursary and Mabo on that Giants offensive line. Both of them are going to be starters, dude. You got Mabo you could put inside at guard, and you got Arante Ursary that's going to be your right tackle. Sorry. So your line will be Andrew Thomas. I'd say let Runyon and Illuminor battle it out for guard. You got Jake Majors, because I think he'll supplant John Michael Schmitz. Then you got your other guard in Mabo, and then you got Arante Ursary. So now your backups are Evan Neal, if he doesn't get traded, Greg Van Roten, the loser between Illuminor and Runyon, and John Michael Schmitz. And then you also have the two swing tackles that we signed, Forsyth and Stone, or Hubbard or something. Come on, man. Now you running a quarterback like Russ with a backfield of Tyrone Tracy or Caleb Johnson. Or you could put them both in the backfield. And now you got your thunder and lightning like we had with Ahmad Bradshaw and Brandon Jacobs. Now you got a legit number 2 in Jaden Higgins. You got Malik Neighbors, Jaden Higgins, Darius Slayton. Now you have your tight end. You got Terrence Ferguson now in the mix with Daniel Bellinger and Theo Johnson. I like this draft. I think it solves a lot of questions for the Giants. And I know all of y'all talking about, oh, you didn't take a quarterback. I know. That was the idea. Not to reach for a quarterback, build this team solidly, and then take a quarterback next year. You have Sellers, you got Drew Aller, Garrett Nussmeier, Nico Amaya-Vea, you have Arch Manning, you got the kid from UTEP. Come on, man. Come on. That you could get a quarterback next year if you need one. And that is the draft where you go for a quarterback. Not reaching for a quarterback this year. Not drafting a quarterback just because people say you need a young quarterback. You could get a young quarterback next year, and he'll be in a much better situation. This Giant team, if they drafted this way with the players they already have, don't you want a rookie coming into that situation than coming into a situation where the team is just gutted of draft picks and he's just thrown to the wolves? That doesn't make sense. The way we drafted, Brian Daboll keeps his job. Joe Schoen definitely keeps his job. And we rebuilt that Giant team from front to back, top to bottom, inside out. That defense is going to be top 10, definitely top 15. And that offense is going to be top 15, which it hasn't been in a long time. Minimum top 15. Come on, man. And you say 3 number 2s, 1 3, 2 4s, 3 5s, 3 6s, and 3 7s. That's how we'd be looking next year. Y'all better think about it. Y'all better think about it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I may not be on here long and I may not be on here often as I should be, but when I'm on here, I'm putting out the real, baby. And that lineup, Abdul Carter, Maxwell Hairston, Talik Williams, Arante Ursary, Jaden Higgins, Caleb Johnson, Marcus Mabo, Kevin Winston Jr., Terrence Ferguson, Barrett Carter, and you got one of the leading passers in the NCAA last year, Kyle McCord from Syracuse. So he'll definitely supplant Tommy DeVito. So if Russell ain't here next year, Jameis will be your 1, Kyle McCord will be your 2, Tommy DeVito will be your 3, and then you got your rookie quarterback. You could bring him along slowly. And then you got Jake Majors and Ryan Fitzgerald. Yeah, I know. Draft is good. All right, I'm going to get ready for the draft. We got our wings already. I have the wife come down. She's going to watch it with me. Just going to make prayer and then get ready for the draft. I'll talk to y'all after the draft. I think we'll have a lot of things to talk about because I think the Giants are going to do something silly and reach for a quarterback, but whatever. But we'll talk about that and we'll take it from there. All right. Peace, love. I'll talk to y'all later.